everybody, Brandon, Muted CB82, and yes, you read the title right. 2-month update on these guys. Now, why 2 months? Didn't they just come out with these? Damn pump. Well, the air compressor did just purge right before I pressed record, so the pump's got to go off. Which means there's a leak somewhere. Yay. Well, there she goes. Alright, so yes, 2-month update. Yes, they did just come out with these, but those of y'all that follow me on Instagram, you probably already got a glimpse to where I just showed like that much of the ratchet. Well, now before I give my full 2 months, because yes, I held out on you guys, they did ask me to test them out first, and I gave them a couple update videos in between, private videos. Sorry, those are private for them, letting them know what I thought about these. But let's start off with the first video I did, my first impressions. Let's go. Hey everybody, Brandon with Bearded CB82 looking at the first impressions. Today's Monday, August 26, 2019. First impressions are going to be of Capri Flex head ratchets. Now this is what happens when a company listens. I've been playing with these. I got these in on Friday. CP12100 Foxtrot X-Ray. It'll focus. That's the 1/4 inch. Charlie Papa 12300 FX. That's the 3/8 inch. Air compressor. And Charlie Paul 12500 FX. That's the 1/2 inch. Now what do these compare to? Well, like I said, this is what happens when they listen. And that right there sounds like super lube, or a lot more lube than what they originally had with, you guys have seen, I'll post a link up here to my original video. And that's after servicing, greasing, and everything else on the 1/2 inch. There's the original 3/8. And as I came so prepared, there's the 1/4 inch. Again, 1/4, 3/8, 1/2. And they use the same 72 tooth technology, which was one thing I worked with them hard on trying to do. They wanted to go with, their engineers thought that a 46 tooth, coarser tooth would be better for something on a long handle. Worked hard on convincing them otherwise, saying that what they already had in their 1/2 inch was already good to go, and it is. I'll just leave that to you. And we're going to flip this around real quick and show you guys what I can compare them to real fast. So here's your basic size comparison. This is the THLX72 by Snap-on. There is a little bit of a size difference there. However, much more than what you did have with your original. Like I said, they did listen, lube, sounds better lubed, feels better lubed. But they did went ahead and added something to where you actually have a little bit more length. Added in a good, pretty stiff flex head, and it does get tighter as you go down from, as I get back in the picture, down from one side or down to the other side. It does feel like it tensions up a little bit which it would be akin to your regular flex head snap-on or gear wrench as well. Here's your snap-on. This is a FHX 80A, probably my most used ratchet. There again, length, exact same length on that. And the snap-on, this is the SHX 80B, good 18-inch ratchet. There again, handle length. Camera's not quite wanting to show it, but it is just about an inch shorter than the snap-on, but look at soft grips usually will be a hair longer even than their regular counterparts. That's just proven fact. Even on the snap-on side, your regular ratchet will be an inch shorter anyways. You're going to compare it to that, there's that. So these guys are going to get some use out of them. Like I said, they listened well. You can definitely tell there's a difference from their originals on this one, as far as it does sound like they did use super lube. We're not going to take these apart. After we get to using these, we will. So there's my first impressions. I think they listened well, and this is what people are looking for. Well, now that I got my first impressions out of the way, and I did kind of cut some of the stuff out just for timeliness, no offense. But yes, the 1/4 inch, the Charlie Papa 12100 Foxtrot X-Ray 1/4 inch. They've been breaking in nicely, I will say that. This one I've only had to tighten up a couple of times, and that's no fault of theirs. And I'll prove why. And just for hoops and giggles. Oh. Aha. Snap-on. The non-locking flex head, they came out with these before they came out with their locking flex heads. I know, because I owned this one, I owned the 3/8 long-handled, I owned 1/2 inch this size, and then the long 1/2 inch as well that were non-locking. Got them at just as or just before they rolled out their locking flex head ones, or at least as far as I knew, as far as what was available to me. And even this little guy, the 3/8 on a 1/4 body, I still have to tighten up on occasion, is what it is. So it's nothing I'm not used to, because, well, even with these, granted they are a locking flex head, I still from time to time, even after a few years of use, had to tighten these up as well. This one's, well, I haven't used this one actually in the past couple months. Well, like I said, I shoved them in the bottom drawer and been using this guy. And actually could use a little snugging up. It is what it is. It's just the nature of the beast on that. And anybody that had, especially your longer snap-on ones that were just the regular flex head, you guys know how that is. If it was a heavy use item, at least once a week you were tightening them up. It just is what it is. This, I tightened it up and it's pretty stiff now. I want to say it was middle of last week. Today's the 24th of October. When this video airs, I don't know. Everybody's kind of getting their words in on their first impressions. So, and it's still pretty tight yet. The 3/8, same thing. I tightened this up about last week, and she's still pretty snug. It's just part of break-in process. Just is what it is. So nothing against them on that, especially the Charlie Papa 12300 Foxtrot X-Ray 3/8. I do like this. I like this because, yes, I can tighten it up to my own, well, my own taste. However the heck I want it tight. If I want it a little loose, you could have it a little loose. You want it tight, tightens up. But it tightens up. Unlike, is this it? Yes, the Tecton. I could not get that son of a gunning thing to frickin' tighten up to save its life. I was gonna break the bit because it's only like a T15. And if this thing would have tightened up, it would have been a better ratchet. I'm like, Okay, there it finally went. That took a little bit more. But this has been performing very well. Been using it on overheads, been using it on spark plugs, trailer brakes, the usual. I'll roll in some footage and pictures in here as well. And then the 1/2 inch, this has been a daily driver for me as well. And I'll go ahead and, you got some switch wear there. Yes, the chrome holds up, but yes, it'll focus on the shiny thing. You see it has been getting some slide across the concrete floor. Tools get used, things scratch. The 3/8 there, yes, it's been getting used. Same switch wear, and voila. Now the internals on these, and of course the 1/4 inch, same wear, are the exact same as their regular lineup of ratchets, which I really like and I do appreciate because, well, yeah, you guys saw this one die and it took quite a bit. The 3/8 still running the same anvil because apparently it just didn't want to die. We'll have to revisit that later. So we've seen what their ratchets will hold up to. Pretty sure these things would relatively hold up to pretty close to the same. With the weak point, it might be the screw. If the screw breaks, the screw breaks. It is what it is. But overall, thus far, I've been enjoying the performance I did get out of them. Now, at the beginning, I did have to cinch this one down a couple times a week, like for the first 2 weeks of break-in, and it was the same for the 1/2 inch. That's just due to mass and break-in. Since then, yeah, it's a once every so often type of deal. But it will hold its own weight quite well. I do get a little bit of backlash, and that's fine, but it holds its own weight quite well. That's just how snug, well, how snug I like them anyhow, but nothing like a tight ratchet. Anyways, but the fact that they did stick with the 72 tooth for the 1/2 inch, I'm glad they did that. They did have some talking with them and trying some stuff out for them over this past year. Their engineers thought, you know, if they went with a 40 some odd tooth ratchet, that would be the one way to compensate for the possibility for a pawl breaking. But if I can take off a lug nut on a tractor and just bend it slightly, because that's right where the end of the breaker bar was, and it still kept kicking, they listened. But overall, thus far, 2 months down the road, been working good, wearing nicely. Granted, yes, it's not a soft grip, comfort grip, you know, for us old people. Weight-wise, the snap-on is heavier. There's no doubt about that. Girth, you can see, same with 1/4 inch impact. Like it doesn't have enough issues. Same on their regular 1/2 inch ratchet. You know, these are the same diameter, and snap-ons are the same on theirs. So I'd say there's maybe about a 6 ounce difference between these two. And height-wise, about a 1/2 inch difference, give or take. And this is the, for those who want to know, Sierra Hotel X-Ray 80 Bravo, 80 Bravo, 18-19 inch ratchet. They did an awesome job with these, even if they went with just a longer handle on this guy for whatever reason, or their regular lineup of ratchets as far as a solid handle. I think those would be stand up as well. Good to add to your arsenal. And there's your air compressor. I think $99, unless of course you add their October savings coupon code at checkout. For all three, brings it up like, makes this ratchet like 40, this one like 30, and this one 20. Well, you guys know what I mean. You're doing pretty darn good. I think this ratchet's still around the $25 mark. Awesome $25 ratchet. All the Capri ratchets that I have right now don't even come close to what this costs. Actually, all the Capri ratchets, all 6, if you were to buy them brand new, you could buy one snap-on ratchet, the FHX80 Alpha, the 3/8 locking flex head. If you're starting off and you want a good ratchet deal, yeah. Yes, they did provide these to me, but I've been getting my fair use out of them. Same as I did their regular ratchets. So overall, so far doing real good with it. And yeah, if it's something you're interested in, you guys have seen my reviews on their regular ratchets, the regular 3/8, the regular 1/2 inch, the regular 1/4 inch, and those update videos, since I've had those going on a year and a half. This is what you're going to get. So far so good. And other than that, after about a few weeks, I did lube them up with some super lube. Yes, shameless Amazon link down below to where you can find a tiny little bottle of super lube to keep your ratchets well lubed and operating. Yeah, I just did it at about the 2 or 3 week mark after I'd been using them. Just clean up some of the smooge in there from just break in, get all the factory crap out. Actually, I had a day where I was able to do most of my ratchets, and so I did. It just, yeah, afternoon cleaning up shop and taking care of my tools. Pretty good. So there you have it, kind of my initial thoughts on these guys. Sorry if the video ran a little bit long and I rambled on a little bit, because I know there's going to be somebody out there that's going to complain about that, but I really don't care. You know, they can, well, I'll keep this PG. But until next time, remember, shop safety is just as important as firearm safety. If you screw something up, somebody could die. And if you're in the mood for some pretty fair priced ratchets for what you're getting, I think you'd be getting a pretty good deal on stuff that I know will last. So, until next time, we'll catch y'all later.